Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Gadge Football. Imdaad and I are going to review Matchday 5 of the Premier League. Starting with Tottenham-Liverpool, Imdaad. A big game between two big sides. Liverpool coming out on top. What do you make of it?
It was good. It was good. Actually, I watched the highlight. Didn't get to see the game, but I thought Liverpool, five wins out of 5. Yeah, they've picked up really, isn't it, from last year? How they ended. Well, they didn't end the season well, but going from the Champions League, start of the season, they've had a good pre-season, and I mean, Tottenham, they're not a small team, are they? You know, they're a good team, and for them to actually win
away from home as well.
Away from home, I think is that's really important. Especially when you're talking about winning the Premier League, it's those games that you've got to win against those big teams, away games. And I think Liverpool have, so far anyway, they've got the maximum points. And I think going forward from now on, I think they're favourite now. I would say they're favourite to win the Premier League. But going from yesterday's game, Salah didn't score, but obviously the other guys did. So. Yeah, they're not relying too much. I mean, from last year, the main prolific goal scorer was Salah, and it was relying a lot on him.
But everyone else chipping in, and that's what you need, isn't it? So
as a team,
he was a threat, as he always is. They're that front three.
Yeah,
they're just sensational, aren't they? But Liverpool could have scored more goals, couldn't they? Could have been at least 4 or 5, and it wouldn't have flattered them at all. To be honest, I think Tottenham, they defeated, weren't they, by Watford before the national break, and they didn't really bounce back, did they?
Yeah, you know what, and the main talking points would be Tottenham. Because for Liverpool, they went in, and we kind of know like they were going to go all in to win, because of, last season they had a really good start, but sort of, dipped their form a little bit.
It was after the game, the same game last season, wasn't it? Tottenham beat Liverpool convincingly, didn't they? Lofred Nightmare got substituted after like half hour or so, and it was a complete contrast this time around.
Yeah, so they've turned it around this year, which is good. So obviously learning from experience now. The players have got the experience from last year. But it's more so Tottenham, I'm a bit worried for them now. Obviously when they played Man United and they beat us at Old Trafford after, since '92, I believe, we would not lost a game of that margin, if you like. Everybody, before the season, everybody was talking about, Tottenham haven't bought anyone. So going through the season, when you, you get Harry Kane is struggling for goals.
Well, he's trying. He's tired. I think.
You think he's fatigued?
Yeah, I think so, because he's played from the very start, isn't he? We'll come on. We're going to talk about Chelsea later, but Hazard, he was rested for the first few games, but they were still winning, weren't they? Whereas, can Tottenham rest Harry Kane? Especially his son was on international duty, wasn't he? So could they afford to rest Harry Kane? Well, no. But that's the problem when you don't buy any players.
Any new players, yeah. We talked in the review videos. We talked about Tottenham, and they've got a good, solid team all around. But the problem is they haven't got any the Harry Kane replacement or Dele Alli.
Yeah, he was missing yesterday, wasn't he?
So that's worrying for Tottenham. It's 2 out of 2 now. If they don't pick up the next game, they could easily just sort of. I predicted them to finish 4th. Yeah. But as of right now, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, well, I think people went, or some people went a bit overboard with when they beat Man United and thought, they're title challengers. Like, well, it's still early days, and when it comes to the crunch, that's when they need to prove themselves rather than early in the season. And even in that game against Man United, that first half, United could have easily been 2-3-0 up.
Yeah, there is that as well.
So, I think, they did well second half, but the first half, the game could have been out of sight. So even in that game, when they won 3-0, they still weren't, at their best.
But they got the win, which they won their first 3 games, if I'm correct, including beating United as well. And then at some point, I had the thought, do you know what? They're going to do really well this season. They may still do well. We don't know. It's a very early start of the season. But these big games are really important. When United lost against Tottenham, I was really worried. I was worried the fact that, everybody was talking about Mourinho, Pogba, and the whole team going down, but we've picked up the result, which obviously we're going to get into in a minute. But Tottenham, really, I should have given them the confidence to go on. And
you'd have thought so, and Pochettino didn't like the team's attitude against Watford, and you could see that. I don't think you could have thought the attitude against Liverpool, but it was just I haven't seen the Tottenham team for a while give the ball away so cheaply from players that you don't expect. Like Dembele was giving the ball away. You don't expect him to give it away, do you? And just basic mistakes. I mean, Michel Vaughan was playing instead of Lloris because he's injured. Had a couple poor mistakes which led to goals. But yeah, just sat at the back where they looked pretty solid generally, like Alderweireld and Vertonghen, one of the best centre-back pairings in the league, and they looked a bit shaky yesterday. Just basic mistakes. And when you give the ball away in midfield, you shouldn't do that anyway, but let alone against a team like Liverpool who love to counter-press and counter-attack at every opportunity with their pace. And Wembley's a big pitch, isn't it? So they were loving it, weren't they?
You can't do that, can you? I mean, when you watch, was it the second goal? Actually, it wasn't the second goal, but I remember Dembele gave the ball halfway through.
Well, that led to Keita having a chance.
The chance, yeah. Which is a shot past to Salah, really.
Or Mane should have passed it to straight to Salah, shouldn't he? I mean, that's another chance that Liverpool had. And Liverpool played well, but they weren't at their amazing best, and yet they still could have scored 4 or 5 goals.
And that's the difference. We talk about title winners. Don't have, you're not going to be at your best every single game you go into.
Yeah.
But the best teams go out there and get a result.
Yeah, and the thing about Liverpool, they've had good tests, like they went away at Palace, a difficult game, Selhurst Park under the lights, they won. Brighton at home, a team that are going to be in the bottom half, 10 men behind the ball, they got through that. So, West Ham on the opening day won convincingly 4-0. So, the test they've had, and yesterday was their first big test against a top rival, and they passed it with flying colours. So, things are looking good for them, aren't they? But Tottenham, I think, to win the league, if it was just 1 to 11, they played that every week. I think they'd have a really good chance. But you need a good squad, don't you? We've seen it with Man City. Got a good squad. Liverpool got a good squad, and you can just see the difference, can't you?
Yeah, you every year. I don't know when the last time a team, when it came to the transfer window, didn't get anyone and went on to win a trophy. I don't remember the last time. Can you remember? Because
you need to. And if it's just 1 or 2, I mean, a City, they only signed Mahrez, but what a player to sign!
Yeah,
great player to sign.
He's won the league, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. So at least they've strengthened a little bit, albeit not much. But at Spurs, we've said it for a couple of seasons now, where their strength on the bench needs improvement. And it still does.
Is it a case of, going back, we didn't talk too much about it, but is it a case of Spurs not having the money though to invest? Obviously getting a new stadium
possibly, now. Yeah. I think Daniel Levy's pretty notorious for spending or trying to, be frugal with the money. So, I think that's just the way they operate.
They need to invest. I think, if Tottenham had got a few more players this year, they would have, you shouldn't lose to Watford. Okay, it happened, but then to lose back-to-back games, that's when things can change within the squad, especially having Dele Alli injured. Lloris was out, but then Harry Kane is the main star, and he's not putting anything out of the bag at the moment, is he?
No, I think what hasn't helped Tottenham is that a lot of players go deep in the World Cup, don't they?
Yeah.
But that's the thing, as I say, with Hazard, he's been on the bench to start the season, but they've had quality players to come in his replacement, whereas Tottenham, they can't afford to drop Kane, can they, really? Because they haven't got anyone else.
Yeah. But he needs the rest.
That's the thing, yeah.
Talked about fatigue. Obviously, we'll get into Chelsea, but yeah, okay. Hazard didn't start the first couple of games, but he's back on form.
Yeah.
And he's banging in the goals. I mean, he scored a hat-trick, obviously, yesterday. Whereas Kane how many goals has scored? Just one since the start of the season? Or probably none.
Yeah. He's scored a couple, but but that's the thing. He's had to play from the start with like barely any rest at all. I think you can see that. We saw that yesterday. He said he's not tired, but I think he just is. Maybe not physically, but mentally, he must be exhausted.
Well, it must be. I mean, the World Cup went all the way through to quarters. So, but then again, yeah.
Well, semis, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went to the semis. What we're talking about, we went to the semis. But Belgium as well went to...
They've got a few players, Tottenham, haven't they?
Yeah, so I don't think that's really an excuse. Fatigue will be there. But it's about how you look after your body. So a lot of players were in... you look at France, had a lot of players that were in the final, but they're still performing. So really, I think the experience from the World Cup should really only boost your momentum going forward in the season. That you've done really well in the World Cup. I'm going to take that and show that for my team. And I just Tottenham. Yeah, I'm starting to doubt a little bit now whether they're going to get into that top four. I think I'm going for Arsenal, but then it's early in the season, I think Pochettino's job is to now actually galvanise the team and look at his options, or maybe bringing in some different players. Liverpool yesterday, for talking about Liverpool, actually didn't play Henderson.
No.
But yet they're still,
they've got their strength and depth.
Yeah.
That was lacking, as we saw at the end of last season, but I think they've rectified it. I mean, Fabinho was on the bench. I don't think he's played yet. They bought him from Monaco. He hasn't played at all, so I think he'll be a good signing when he does play. But it shows the options they've got.
He's recognised. I mean, Klopp's recognised, because he's won the league before at Dortmund. Hasn't done it yet in the Premier League, but he's recognised the fact that it's not in the first 5 games or the first 10 games, because when Christmas is over, second part of the season, players are tired, players are injured. He's recognised the fact that when that does happen, he's just going to bring in the other players.
Especially the way Liverpool play as well, their high energy, high pressing game.
Yeah.
It's going to be impossible for the same 11 to play every game, so you need options, especially with the Champions League as well. The way they obviously got to the final, and they'll be looking to do the same again. So, but it's good for them. Tottenham, work in progress, I think.
Work in progress, yeah. But Liverpool, going all the way through. At the moment,
we'll see what happens with them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Chelsea. They beat Cardiff 4-1 after going a goal behind. Hazard scored a hat-trick, as you mentioned earlier, and Williams scored a good goal in the top corner. Again, they're 5 out of 5. Maurizio Sarri, looks to be doing the business so far.
Yeah.
Hazard's playing fantastically at the moment.
Yeah.
If he can stay fit for the majority of the season and bang the goals in, they could surprise a few teams.
Yeah, considering where they were last year as well. I mean, where they finished last year, you'd think, well, they'll improve this season, but I think they've struggled a little bit. But a new manager's come in, and it seems to have turned the team around again. They're back to winning ways. There is this argument where they haven't really had a test so far yet. So when the real test comes,
well, they've played Arsenal, haven't they? But are you thinking more City or Liverpool? That's the real. I think they're playing City or Liverpool. They're playing one of them pretty soon, so that'll be a big test for them. I think it might be Liverpool they're playing, but they've done everything they needed to, and they look a lot more free on the ball, don't they? They want to keep the ball more and just keep the opposition penned in, don't they?
A bit more attacking, would you say?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Hazard looks to be enjoying himself. I think it's fairly sure him and William weren't particularly happy with Antonio Conte towards the end. So if he was still in charge, I think they both possibly might have left this summer, but they're both still there. So
I was a bit surprised by that. I was surprised by how Hazard. There was this obviously in pre-season anyway. that Hazard, there was talks of Hazard going to Real Madrid.
Yeah, but that hasn't affected him.
Yeah,
it's as if the speculation didn't happen. You wouldn't have thought so, would you?
That's what surprised me a little bit. For him to come out and play the way he's playing, there must be something good going on in the dressing room, or the relationship between him and the manager. And he's obviously recognised Hazard as a really important player.
Yeah.
So
he keeps talking him up. Like he said after the game yesterday that he thought he was one of the best players in Europe, and now he's saying he is the best. I think they might be pushing it slightly, but if he continues this form for the rest of the season, Chelsea will, whether they'll win the title or not, remains to be seen. But they'll have a good season for sure.
Yeah, not sure about winning the title, but they could give it a go, couldn't they? They could squeeze into the top 4.
Yeah, I think just defensively, I think it's a bit of a worry still with them. Because the game against Arsenal in particular, they were carved open quite a lot, weren't they? So I think Liverpool, City, when they do play Chelsea, I think they'll fancy themselves against Chelsea's defence. But going forward, Chelsea look a real threat with their passing and moving combination play. They look pretty solid in attack and midfield, but defensively, they're back to what you call a traditional back 4 now, aren't they? So that'll take getting used to, I think. Yeah,
look at the Liverpool squad. There's a few players in there that went to the World Cup, and that Hazard obviously got to the semis. Kante won the World Cup. Giroud won the World Cup.
Yeah, Giroud, yeah.
So he gave him the confidence, and there was an interview yesterday when Hazard said he believes Giroud is one of the best target man in the world, and he loves playing with Giroud. So there is that chemistry in the squad now where it's working well, and they've got a good squad. Chelsea, they had a good squad last year, didn't they? It was just I was just surprised last year they didn't perform as well as you would have thought, because they won the league the season before that. But I think they've just picked up, and I find they'd fancy their chance of going for the title. But worst case scenario, they probably think we can get into top 4. Finishing 3rd, 4th. I don't know. Do you know what? The season's so tight. It's so close at the moment. But you just, and it's good. You just don't know who's going to finish in the top 4. Because Arsenal have picked up as well. Arsenal got their win as well. United are back on track, which obviously we're going to talk about. City are still winning. Liverpool have picked up from last year. So
and obviously Chelsea as well. 5
and Chelsea.
out of 5.
So it's just Tottenham. Yes, okay, they've lost a couple of games, but it's just all over the place at the moment. But the only other. Obviously, the team that's kind of won. Well, obviously the teams that won 5 out of 5 were Chelsea, Liverpool, and then City being the next one have obviously won 4 and drew 1.
They're still unbeaten, though.
Still unbeaten. So it's just so close. I just can't get. Yeah. It's exciting though.
That's what we want, though, isn't it?
So
good win for Chelsea. 5 out of 5, as we say. We brought up Man United. Let's move on to them now. They beat Watford. 2-1. So
Lukaku.
2 wins on the spin for them.
To turn it around, they needed to. I was worried when we lost against Tottenham, especially the way we lost. I mean, we played well in the first half, as you said. It could have gone. I mean, we should have won it. If we'd taken the chances then.
Yeah.
And then obviously there was talks of the relationship between Mourinho and Pogba, and Mourinho being in the limelight, if you like, and which we're not going to go into. I was worried as a United fan. I thought, what's going on here? I'm not sure. But we've turned it around.
It was 2 away wins in a row, isn't it? Obviously, the Brighton game was rubbish, wasn't it? Yeah. So the result and the performance, but against Burnley and Watford. I mean, Watford they've had a good start, haven't they? So that one wasn't an easy game. So they've a good result. So it looks like things are getting back on track now.
Let's hope so. Let's hope they continue that. Team's playing well. Can't complain. But I think again it's tight. I don't know who we got next, but I think we'll just continue doing what we're doing, how we're doing right now. I think Mourinho's he's got the team back together. Because my only worry was, as a United fan, was what if, because of talks of, has he lost the dressing room? Yeah, he hasn't really, has he though?
Well, that's the thing. Football can change in 90 minutes. Yeah. So, you get a couple of results, everything's all fine. Yeah. So I think there's still problems there, but you can get the critics away from you when you get results, and they have done last couple of games. So
it's a fair play to United.
Yeah,
which is good. Obviously, moving on, I suppose we can talk about City as well, getting their win. They're still winning.
Yeah.
There's not a sign of them stopping at the moment, are they? They got the win yesterday. But yeah, it's so tight at the top with the 6 teams going for it at the moment. Games yesterday was good because all the big boys have won, if you like. But yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, another 3 points for United away. So, let's talk about the final game. So let's talk about Everton West Ham. West Ham winning 3-1 away at Goodison Park.
How do you feel?
Well, absolutely fantastic, I've got to say. I think, I said after the Wolves game before the international break that, the break might come at a good time for West Ham.
You did.
And you have to say, after West Ham's performance today, it certainly has. A great performance by all the team, not just the front players. The midfield were good. Defensively, conceded a goal, but in general play, defence looked a lot better today. I think the formation suits West Ham, that 4-3-3 with Yarmolenko on the right and Alvic in the middle, Felipe Anderson on the left. That suits us. We've got pace. They've all got star quality, all 3 of them. But I think I mentioned this during the game, didn't I? That I don't think it suits our midfielders having 2 central midfielders. We had play 4-4-2 against Wolves. We haven't got the legs in midfielders to have 2 central midfielders. So having 3 in there, like we did today, Obiang, Rice, Noble, I think that suits us far better. I think, particularly Obiang and Rice, they had great games. Put the tackles in. Obiang was good passing, going forwards.
Yeah.
He set up the 3rd goal on Alvic's goal with a fake pass. That was really good. That's something you see on FIFA, a fake pass. Yeah, exactly. So that was really good. But
I was impressed with West Ham as well. You mentioned the manager is still in the process of finding out his best squad, and it's
I think he's found it now.
Yeah, it's fine. Obviously, there's going to be tests. There's going to be bigger tests coming up as well as we go on. Obviously, you've got Chelsea and United to play.
Yep.
So that would really spice things up for West Ham. So it was important for them to actually get the 3 points. They well deserved it today.
I fancied us to get a point today. Everton, especially at the back, had a few injuries. But our record at Goodison Park and against Everton in general has not been that great. I know we beat them on the last day of last season at London Stadium, but in general, our record at Everton and against them is pretty rubbish. They're probably our bogey team, you have to say. But today, we looked such a threat on the counter attack. Every time we were attacking, we looked a threat. And as I say, defensively, we restricted them. Look, they had a few chances like Nias hit the bar, he should have scored. Tossen had a couple of chances, especially had a one-on-one, which he should have got, and a header as well in the first half. Should have scored that, should have buried that. But apart from that, I was a bit surprised by Everton. I thought they were unbeaten before today. I know they've got a few, Richarlison's suspended and a few injuries at the back, but they didn't have that head of steam, really, especially in the second half. They had it for maybe 10 minutes or so, but it was quite easy for West Ham at times. Yeah,
it was. And I won't take anything away from West Ham. I think they were a bit more compact, a little bit more solid in defence.
Definitely disciplined.
A lot more disciplined. And Arnautovic was absolutely fantastic today, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Well, that front three in general. I mean, Anderson, that's probably his best game for us. I don't think he gave the ball away once. I think, threatening in behind, dribbling and good passing. And Arnautovic, well, he's been doing that for majority of the time. He's been at West Ham. He was excellent. And then Yarmolenko, it was his first league start for us. Two great goals. I mean, the first goal, it was great play by Obiang and Arnautovic. I mean, Arnautovic, he's had a couple of similar chances like that, but he shot himself and where he should have passed. But today he made the pass, and then Yarmolenko tucked it well. And then a mistake by Pickford, wasn't it, for the second goal?
Can't believe it. You talk about it's good to bring Pickford up because I thought he had a poor game today.
Well, his best, was he? No,
and for someone who's playing, who's number one for England, I'd think if I was, if someone was in this place, you'd think, well, I'd want to perform every single game, get a big team, come for you, I don't know, Real Madrid, I don't know, someone Barcelona may look for a new keeper, and you'd think, well, Pickford is there, England's number one. But I just, it's stuff. I think
Everton were just sloppy in general.
Yeah.
They had, Holgate and Zuma centre halves. They didn't look comfortable today.
No, inexperienced.
I mean, look, they've got Jagielka's injured, Michael Keane's injured, but they were there to be got out by West Ham, and they did. They exposed them.
Second beautiful.
Yarmolenko. Yeah, I mean that's what he did. He cuts in, and then what he was trying to do, but he executed perfectly. And that's the thing about Yarmolenko. He's got that quality. It's just his fitness that's why he's not hasn't started. In the league. But even the cameo appearances he has made, 20 minutes, half hour, you can see the quality. It was just a matter of time when he started, and you can see that today with his two goals and his general play as well. It weren't just the goals, like his hold up play, his passing. He's got good pace about him as well. So them front three, they're a real threat, all three of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Points were well deserved. So it wasn't a game where you thought it was very close and it could have gone either way. It wasn't. It was just all West Ham, all the chances because. Especially the end, last 15 minutes, they had a couple of chances in there, West Ham, to kind of kill the game, even though the game was, you could argue, was dead and buried when it was 3-1.
Yeah.
But Antonio had a couple of chances, which, and that's the difference, isn't it? Sometimes it's decision making. With someone like Antonio, a bit selfish, I don't know, but there were times where he had the ball and he could just pass it and let someone else.
No, but I think, with Antonio, every single player that played today, like the starting 11 and the subs that come on, they all made an impact. They all put a shift in and made a positive, effect on the game. Whereas it was so different to the Wolves game where there was no positives really at all. Didn't create anything. There was no,
momentum. Yeah.
No chasing back. No challenges. It was a proper committed performance. Looked like they were playing for the badge and the fans.
Yeah.
But you want that every game. So, but myself and a few other West Ham fans have said once it does click for us, we will beat teams, and it clicked for us today. Everything, and the thing is, I think for other teams, West Ham can play better than that. That's not the best of West Ham.
They've got a good squad, so West Ham have been unlucky, haven't they? They, starting the season after today anyway. That's the first 3 points, but the league. I mean, the league table, they don't tell you the full stories, and I thought they were lucky in some other games where they could have had a point at least.
Yeah.
And a couple of games where they went ahead and, went to actually lose the game rather than taking a point at least.
Yeah.
For West Ham, they've got United and Chelsea next. If they can get a point from just one game, I think they'll take they should take some real confidence going forward to the season because, if the problem now is you've won the game and then you're going to play Chelsea, who have beaten everyone so far. United, who, you know, have recently just got back on form, if you like. So it made. But you never know. Then you never know.
Well, I don't think people were expecting West Ham to win today. So you know, I think, and plus Chelsea. Yeah, you're right. That's the next game. But in the same fixture last season, West Ham won 1-0. David Moyes' his first win.
Yeah.
As West Ham manager. So you know, it's, you know, Chelsea have done well, but as I said earlier, they are there to be got out defensively, and with our attacking threat, we can cause them problems.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good game to watch.
Yeah, I think they've got a good chance against the big boys, and if they play like they do today,
that's the important thing.
Yeah, and there were times, when we were chatting away during the game, and we said, get a bit tighter, just don't let them cross the ball, and especially Everton's goal. Where
it was too easy.
Yeah, get closer.
That was the only time they looked actually a threat of them, was that when they had crosses out wide, because when they were going through the middle, our three central midfielders were all there, and our centre back pairing were there, so they couldn't get through the middle. But it was only out wide when they did look a threat, but they didn't get wide enough, did they? No,
enough. No. But the other teams will. The other teams like United, Chelsea certainly will create chances from all over the place. They've done well today. Take that and go to the next game and just improve on it. And I think they could do that if you can sit tight and counter, especially with Arnautovic. The front three played really well. Exactly. If you do that, I see the reason why we can't even get at least a point. So yeah, I'll probably go for a draw in the next game.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens, mate. Yeah. All right, well, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you another time.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, thanks guys. Thanks for watching this video. You know what to do. Please subscribe and follow us on Twitter. We're at Garage_Football. Thank you. Cheers.